What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Monday Night Raw review. No recap this week, but they did do like an early in the day, just showing everybody arrive and whatnot. So, what have you? Therefore, we could jump straight into it with the first promo of the night, which is a Gunther promo, or it started, at least it was started with Gunther. Gunther would come out because he making it seem like he's going to apologize for his words last week because he heard what the fans had said and kind of made him rethink what he I guess what he was going to rethink his words from last week. And then but then he turns around and double down on him because he's getting so dominant, Mysterio like nuclear heat. So he doubles down on this, calls everybody here trash, and he said this was the day that the Judgment Day as a collective would be judged by the ring general, and he dubbed Damian Priest and all the Judgment Day nothing but street trash, and that he once again demanded that to save him, that he extended the courtesy once again, saying that I'm going to save you the embarrassment of SummerSlam, and he just wants Damian Priest to come out there and handle the title. Damian Priest would come out and act like he was going to handle the title and was going to say something, and then he just go and starts brawling with Gunther, to which they had to be separated, and the brawl would like just basically go all around the ring and into the back. To be note here, I'm guessing it's official that Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest are face now. They're not heels anymore. They're face. Um, their actions kind of show it, and like it's kind of, you could kind of tell the dynamic. You could kind of tell, like, if you watch Monday Night Raw, you could tell that Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley are face, while the rest of Judgment Day is like heels. Because they dynamic now is different. Like, nobody's on the same page, and everybody's doing stuff that they don't want to do, stuff like that. And we'll get into that in a moment. Then, like I said, the brawl continued. The next little thing, which is a backstage promo where, after being separated for some time, the interviewer was trying to was about to try to get an interview with Gunther, but the brawl would just continue with Gunther's attack again by Damian Priest. They had to be separated, and then I think it's revealed later in the night that, or at least after, I would say after the first or second match, that Damian Priest and Gunther were sent home. Um, yeah, it had to be after. It had to be after at least after the first match, because the promo with Judgment Day after the first match made it seem like Damian Priest might be gone, but we'll get there. In question, the first match of the night, which was probably the best match of the night. That's crazy. They started off with the best match of the night, and which is Ilya Dragunov versus Braun Breaker. And I swear this match was killer. It was fire. They beat the hell out of each other. That's the only way. I don't even need to go into the detail, like what moves they was hitting or whatnot. It was just a brutal, beaten down slugfest from beginning to end. Yeah, there was the H bombs, there was some other stuff, but it was just a brutal, fun beat down, and the ending would come where, after hitting a Valley Death Driver on the apron on Braun Breaker by Ilya, Ilya would try to go hit the H bomb on Braun, but Braun would get up and spear Ilya, but Ilya would like crack the back of his head on how the ring how the ring apron now got one side with the LED that's like facing the ramp. They was on that side, and when he speared him, he cracked his head on the LED part of the ring, and they had to stop the match. I don't know if he if it was part of the story or not. Like, it don't look like he really cracked his head, but you could tell he did like smack in the back of his head. And I don't know if they just using that for the story or whatnot, but the fact of the matter is the match was stopped by TKO, and Braun Breaker will win. I forgot to mention too that this was for like to determine who would be the number one contender to Sami Zayn. And once Braun Breaker won this by TKO, it was made official that it will be Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn at SummerSlam here in Cleveland. I am so excited. That's why this episode is so good because we're going to get to another big announcement soon, very soon. Is actually. Um, then we get a Judgment Day promo like I was talking about earlier, where Rhea would stop everybody from playing the game and stuff to talk about how Damien Priest might be gone to focus on his title match with Gunther and whatnot. But they had to double down because they might have lost Priest. And I don't think at this point it was made official yet. But then Rhea we get confronted about that video. If you haven't seen it, it was a video posted after Monday Night Raw last week um, where I think it's Jackie Redmond. I think that's the interviewer. She would ask Rhea she was interviewing like it was like off. It wasn't like official, but it was like she was interviewing Jay and Rhea, and she interviewed Jay first, and then she interviewed Rhea, and basically asked Rhea, "Did Jay really got her number?" And Rhea was like, "Yeet," and walked away. And so it made Dominic. And I like how they used that because Dominic confronted Rhea about it because he was concerned that Jay might really have her number and everything, but she said she was just messing around with Jay, and that she was just having a little fun and she didn't really mean it. But she said like I think he mentioned something about checking her socials and stuff, and she said like how I was checking yours and how even though I was having fun and messing around with Jay, it seemed like you was doing the opposite with Liv. But then Finn have an idea that they should go find Jay and beat him up, and Rhea was like, "No, why, we don't need to." They were like, "Are you protecting Jay?" And she was like, "No, I just don't think we need to start a war with Jay." Like she said, like use your heads, and this is kind of where you can see the discord, because you can see the anger on Finn's face, like because Rhea and at this up until this point, Rhea and Damien has been acting like baby faces. They haven't been acting like the heels of Judgment Day of old, and it's definitely official for Damien Priest, and I think it's becoming official for Rhea. So we will get to the second match of the night, which is Lyra Valkyria versus Sonya Deville. This was a pretty good match. I'm not going to say it was bad. It was pretty good for the most part. Another way to put Sonya over and whatever's going on. The match broke down to where, of course, distractions and shenanigans from Shayna Blazer and Zoe Stark when it obviously looked like Lyra was about to get the upper hand and allow Sonya to get the victory over Lyra. But they would get attacked by the party girls and stuff like that to even the odds, to which we'll get more on that later. Then there was a YN6 promo where this time we didn't get no tape delivered, but we did get a new like vignette like type tape where this time it focused on Nikki Cross, which I totally love. Like I love that I was hoping they was doing this where eventually everybody would get like a tape. They started off with Bo Dallas, and they went on to Eric Rowan. Now they doing Nikki, and I guess we're gonna see like Dexter and I think his name is Joe Gacy. I think that's the other guy. But I'm glad we get individuals to saw how they came to this point. Then we get the best promo of the night for me because I'm so excited because it was SummerSlam implications. As you can see, it's about to pop up when I say CM Punk promo. The reason why I'm so excited is because since CM Punk debuted with WWE back in the day, I never by the time I went to my first Monday Night Raw, he was already gone. I think it might have been the one where he was supposed to show up. It was the one that he talked about when he came back last year, where he talked about how when they came here to Cleveland before, Monday Night Raw, and they talk about that was the one he was supposed to show up at, and I think that was the first. That was either my first one or second one that I went to where he was supposed to show up, but that was when we found out he quit. But yeah, this promo he basically comes out and said that he talks about how he got on pink shoes and whatnot, and that we was in Green Bay. He said we think we better. He said I think I want to stay. He said is it really green? And I think we need to stain these pink shoes in the Green Bay with the blood of a Scottishman. He reveals that he's medically cleared and that he wants a fight tonight with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre will come out because it was revealed that basically it was revealed in like a passing. It wasn't even like no words stuff was heard, but in a passing backstage promo, we saw that CM Punk Drew McIntyre was talking with Adam Pearce and the referees, and everything was made official. Apparently, that whole conversation was was Drew McIntyre doing what he couldn't do last week, and he apologized to the referees, shook hands with Adam Pearce, and got reinstated. And um, thus they was going to make it official. Adam Pearce with Drew McIntyre come out, he would taunt CM Punk or whatnot. They was about to get into a brawl, but Adam Pearce will come out to clarify why CM Punk is doing this to. Why Drew McIntyre is doing this to CM Punk, and he reveals that yes, it's official that Drew McIntyre is reinstated, and that it is official that CM Punk is medically cleared. So he announced that coming next Saturday when they come here for SummerSlam, it will be CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. And it was a rumor going leading up to this Monday Night Raw, which was made official too. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But that was so exciting because I'm like, I get to see Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre and CM Punk is one of the people I never got to see in person. But doing always wanted to see Drew doing his Chosen One gimmick in his first run. But yeah, so they were getting made official, but he said because one problem he has with the match, he got a big problem, a referee problem. Seth Rollins' music would hit, and Seth Rollins would come down to reveal that he would be the special guest referee for this match between Drew McIntyre and Drew McIntyre and CM Punk at SummerSlam, which both Drew and CM Punk took exception to because Seth Rollins had made it very much apparent that he hates both of them. So you could tell they already know this is not going to go well because he's going to screw one of them. Then we got a Judgment Day promo where they were just backstage looking for Jay. They all split up to look for Jay, and Dominic. Of course, when they all split up by themselves, he would run into Liv, who would try to make advances and passes at him until Finn Balor would intervene. He like, I need you for 10 seconds, and you go, and it was like literally like it was only a couple of seconds that Finn left Dom, and he come back to catch him with Liv. But what you notice here was that he said if Dom was like. He was like, I think we need to go this way, the same direction that Liv ran off to once Finn came up and was like, I think we need to go this way to look for Jay. He was like, no, we're gonna go this way. Like, dude. And I'm like, hold on now. Is Dominic folding? Why did he try to go in the same direction as Liv? Oh, and Liv had a fantastic promo later on. We'll get to that. But that would be the reason why we would get to that, because of that interaction. And then we had a backstage promo where Samuel's been interviewed about facing Braun Breaker at SummerSlam, and he basically told Braun not to make the same mistake he did when they faced the last time, and to take him seriously and bring his A game, because he's gonna do everything like he normally does. But they would get interrupted. They heard some noise, and of course, this noise was Carlito and JD McDonough, who found Jey Uso beating him up, and Sami Zayn would run in to help fight him off and send him running. But that would not be the end of it. Then we get to the third match, which is Xavier Woods, Otis, and Akira Tozawa versus the Final Testament, which was an okay match. The thing that happened next was better. The promo that happened next was better, but this was an okay match. It wasn't bad. It was just more so what they did next overshadowed what they did, in this match. But the match was good. They always got the hometown pop because I didn't know that he was from Green Bay, Wisconsin. But always got the hometown pop. They adore him. They love him, and that was probably like the best part of the matches best part of the match when he was in it. And but for whatnot, the final testament would get the victory when Cameron Cross would hit the his finish on Xavier Woods, and then we would get Chad Gable promo, which is basically it is basically the match that went into this, but it was like its own thing, and it went to commercial break and came back. But Chad basically came out with the Creed brothers to extend an offer to Otis, Tozawa, and Maxine, offering them to rejoin him. Showing how taunting Otis how he tried to take up a leader position with the Alpha Academy, and it failed badly when they teamed up with Xavier Woods. He teamed up with him and they failed. So of course, it takes brains to be a leader or something like that. He said basically, and we insulted Otis by saying we know you don't have none, and offered them to come back to the academy. But Otis would tell them no, would tell Chad no, which would have Chad send the Creed brothers beating up Akira and Otis. Um, Otis would fight back and almost give Chad Gable a world strongest slam, but he would get jumped by the Creed brothers, and then they was about to beat him down with chairs, and then the Wyatt Six would come out with everybody except Bo coming onto the stage and distracting the Creed brothers while Bo snuck in from behind and hit Chad Gable with his sister Abigail to end promo. I like how he said, "There you are." I don't know why did he keep saying that. There you are. It's only funny because it reminds me of that scene from The Water Boy when he had the football. He went, "There you are," and he threw the ball. Water Boy. If you don't know, I'm a big Adam Sandler fan, and Water Boy is like. And I know people have different movies and what's Adam Sandler's best movie, but to me, Waterboy is the greatest Adam Sandler movie of all time. I love Waterboy so much. Uh, then we'll get a Samus promo where he would. I call it that. It was technically supposed to be another match. It was supposed to be Bronson Reed versus Pete Dunne, but it never happened. So that's why I call it a Sheamus promo, because he basically came out and beat up both of them, causing the match never to happen. Um, we get another Judgment Day promo where this will be the promo where Rhea finds out that Dominic Mysterio had an interaction thanks to Carlito with Liv, and that Finn Balor announced that it will be him and Gunther, because of Gunther's words, it will be him and Gunther next week, but that he also got a match made later on tonight with him and JD McDonough versus Jay and Sami Zayn for later on tonight. Then we get a Sheamus backstage promo where he just basically says that he did what he did to get payback on Bronson Reed, but when it comes to Pete Dunne, he said we go back to the Braun and Bruce days, and if he had a problem, we could go get a pint, sit down, talk about it, or we could fight about it in the ring next week. Your choice. And then we'll get the Rhea promo, because in that Judgment Day promo when Rhea found out about Dom and Liv having that interaction, she would grab Dom and force him out to the ring and basically call out Liv saying, "You want him, come get him." And Liv's music would hit, but she would, instead of coming down to the ring through the ramp, she ended up coming through. She ended up like at the top where the crowd's at, like where basically coming through the opening where the concession stands would be at. and she was basically taunting Rhea, saying that she knows that she can't. Rhea can't do nothing about their connection because she knows it deep down that her and Dominic got a connection, and that she really truly is in love with Dom, and that Dom that man, a gorgeous man like Dominic Mysterio don't want men like Rhea Ripley. They want women like Liv Morgan. And oh my God, Liv Morgan had on some hot booty shorts, and she turned around and she had all her cheeks exposed. And I was just like, good God, Liv. Ah, Liv Morgan, everybody. Can't wait till they get to Netflix because they definitely ain't doing no PG stuff. They definitely doing some Attitude Era stuff. I'm like, yeah, can't wait till they get to Netflix. But this would infuriate Liv. I mean, Rhea, to where she was trying to lead the ring to go attack Liv, but Dominic would stop her as she would like fight, telling her, "Get off me, get off me!" And Dominic made like actually calmed her down to get her back in the ring, and he would tell Liv how he because she begged him to say those three little words, which he thought he was gonna say "I love you," but instead of saying "I love you," he said "I hate you," and basically tore her down, saying that he ruined her. She ruined his life and everything, and declaring his love for mommy, to which Rhea enjoyed it, and it seemed like he repaired everything just by that one confession because she licked him and then kissed him, and I'm just like Dominic Mysterio is the gang. I swear he's the man. He is really Latino. He Eddie Guerrero. He is the man. This man is married. He's married with a wife. Got a girlfriend and a side chick all in one. They all beautiful. I'm like, that man, he's the man. He's the man. He got the best gig in WWE right now. Then that after that, Liv Morgan would walk because of what Dominic said. She would walk off crying, and I think there was like a YouTube WWE video where it shows just a little bit more of her crying and stuff like that. But it didn't like she didn't like cry and then go like that. She just kept. She actually legit just kept on crying. Um, then we get a little Zelina Vega promo on the ring apron as she came out for her match. I guess talking about that she, even though she had her arm was in the sling from what Zoe Stark and them did, Shayna and Zoe did to her. I think that was last week. That she still was going to go forward this match because I forgot what she said, but she said something while she was going to still go forward this match. And thus we get the fourth match of the night, which is Zelina Vega versus Zoe Stark. And this actually was a good match. I enjoyed it for one reason, because Zelina Vega and I don't know if you guys know this. There's been like a little thing going on where everybody's been doing hashtag push Zelina, and that thing has actually been taking off. It's not taking off like how it was with Cody Rhodes, but it's not doing bad either. But Zelina Vega and Zoe had a pretty good match. Of course, shenanigans abound. They try to interfere, but Lyra and the Party Girls would come out and even the odds, allowing Zoe to use the cast to use the cast to get an upper hand over Zoe, and Zelina would hit Zoe with the cold red for the victory. Um, Xavier Woods would confront Adam Pearce about having a one-on-one match with Karen Cross, and he wanted. He said he had to handle this himself, and he begged him for it, and it would get made official for next week. And then Drew McIntyre would confront Adam Pearce about not letting him know that Seth Rollins was going to be the special guest referee, and that you don't think that's a bad idea considering the fact that we know he hates me because I took his title, we got beat, and we know he hates Punk. So how can you make him the special guest referee, and we know he's not going to be partial or anything like that? And he was like, "Well, you kept assaulting referees, and I needed to solve the referee problem. But if you got concerns about him wanting to be fair, we're gonna have a little. You're gonna have a little thing where he's gonna give you the official rules for your match next week on Monday Night Raw, and then you'll find out if he's gonna be fair or not." Then we got a little promo with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn talking about them running the division and about them going to confront uh, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill on Friday. But then they would get interrupted by Sonya Deville now, who claimed they run the division on Monday Night Raw and whatnot. Well, for that, they was going to take the titles off of them. Um, Pretty hard. I will admit this. It's pretty hard to take that seriously when we barely seen the tag team, the Alba Fight, and them actually defend. I don't think they had a match defending the titles since they won it, have they? I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't remember them defending it since they won it, which is a pretty bad reign. Then we get the main event, which is Jay and Sammy versus Judgment Day's Finn Balor and JD McDonough. And I like they little interest they did. They with Sammy and Jay coming out to Jay's music, and they was coming throughout the concession stand with the crowd. They would come down and do the ring. Though I didn't like how they didn't like the Fireflies didn't light up their phones for Jay, but nevertheless it was still a great intro. The Green Bay crowd was okay. I will say that they was a little hit or miss on something, but overall they was okay. They helped elevate the show majority of the time, but there was little instances like that where I'm like, yeah, I kind of missed on that front. But the match itself was good. They had a fun main event. This by all means this main event worthy. It had the main event worthy moments where multiple kickouts, making the match interesting. Sami Zayn having a big comeback after after Judgment Day took control for a minute. Even Carlito and them trying to get involved. But in the end, Jey Uso and Sami Zayn will pull out the victory. But the show would end with, as they were celebrating, Braun Breaker would spear the hell out of Sami Zayn with then running out the ring when Jey Uso realized to try to confront him about it, but he would run out the ring smiling and laughing to end the show. This was by far a good Monday Night Raw. A lot of things happened. Most exciting was that I'm going to get to see CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam. I'm going to actually go to a pay-per-view, a WWE pay-per-view for the first time. So I got real excited for this. I had to calm down just because of my excitement on what I'm going to see, because this is actually a pay-per-view build-up to where I'm going to see in person, not just see on TV, but in person. So I got excited. I was going to give this like a 9 or a 10 out of 10. But in the end, this is just an 8 out of 10 Monday Night Raw. But you let me know in the comments down below what you thought, and if you enjoyed my reaction, my review to this, you know what to do. You hit this button right here for all of my WWE reviews. And if you enjoy this video so much you want to support the channel, all you got to do is hit that like, subscribe, share. Hit that notification button because we're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. And I need your guys' help for that. And as always, any one of these videos with more of my amazing content, but go anywhere because I got more. Peace.